Hi, Dylan.
Hello.
Today we were going to pick our lessons back up with animations. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll read the start of this lesson and we'll get started. So we're going to learn to draw a color-changing circle that moves with the mouse and leaves a fading trail. So if you remember, yeah, it's going to be a really cool program when it's all done. During the last lesson, you learned how to use this animate function, and it looks like it's the first step in this task. So why don't you take it from the top, step number 1 there.
Okay.
So yep, you're declaring the animate function on line 4. And now, where could you go if you wanted a hint for how to do the animate function, if you didn't remember?
Show me.
That's true. Yeah, you could. And look at that. Okay, so it looks like you're missing, what are you missing there?
Parentheses.
A couple of parentheses.
Okay.
Cool. All right. And then what's step 2 asking you to do? Could you read that one for me?
Inside the animate function, draw the background with a black rgba fill color with opacity of 0.1. Here's how.
Cool. Yeah, so last stage you learned about rgba, and now you're learning to use rgba with the background function. So we're going to see what that result is after you type in that code there.
Opacity 0.1.
Yeah, do you remember what opacity does?
That changes how visible it is, I think.
Yeah, it's like how see-through your color is. So 0.1, it's going to be pretty invisible, right? So we're going to see how the animate function and this background with an opacity work together. All right, one last step.
Oh yeah, and
there you go. And you can see how the curly brackets are now yellow, meaning they have partners. So you have an open one up there on line 4 and a closed one on line 7.
chat code.
Whoa. So what did you notice?
It started white, faded to black.
Faded to black. Nice. So now we've hit a step mode task. So no code to type here. We're just going to slow down what we just saw so we can see how our program executed the instructions that you just gave it.
Step.
Yeah, why don't you read these out loud like you're reading a storybook?
To start with, the background is white, but each time we move through the animate function, it will get a little darker.
Yeah, so remember this animate function is like a loop. It's going to go over and over again. So let's watch it go over and over. Goes down, does the background function, and there's 10% black on a white background, right? Makes it a little more gray. Cool. Keep stepping. And again. Yep, and a little darker still. So what's happening in our program? Can you describe what just happened in the last 3 loops?
It overlaid a background on top of each other.
Yeah, exactly right. So it's just laying down layers of very transparent colors. Cool. Yeah, and it looks like it just put down another layer.
Now we'll run it for a second or so. That's 30 times through the animate function, or 30 iterations.
30 iterations, yeah, that's a new vocabulary term, right? Iteration is one time through. So the animate function does 30 iterations every second. So let's let it run for a little while. And there it goes.
At this point, the screen has been completely covered with enough layers that it looks completely black.
Cool. Nice job. All right, so what's next? What are we going to do in our project?
Above the animate function, declare a new circle object named C. Don't position it yet.
Okay. And the little bird up top says that we're going to start by declaring a circle and giving it a radius.
Okay, so var C equals new circle.
That looks really good. If you didn't remember how to do a circle, is there a place other than the show me that you could go on the lesson page to get help?
The dot.
That's true. What about on the lesson page itself?
Deep dive?
Maybe. There's one other place, and it's highlighted in blue.
This place.
Ah, yeah, you can mouse right over the circle object and get some examples of how to do that code. Cool. Right on. Yeah, so what is a radius of a circle?
That controls how big it is.
Yes, good. And do you remember how to give a circle object a radius?
You have to give the variable a dot radius thing.
Okay, so maybe show me what you're thinking in code there on line 6. Good. So C is the name of your circle, and radius is the property that you want to change. And this task asks for a radius of 30. Cool, let's check code and see if it's right. Nice, all right. So what's a little birdie say now? It looks like we've saved the code that we've already typed and we're on to our next task.
We'll use the location of the mouse to position and color the circle in our animation.
Okay, so it looks like we're gonna make a circle. It's gonna follow our mouse.
So now I have to give the circle its coordinate.
What it looks like, yeah, number 1 says, starting on line 14, inside the animate function, position the coordinates of the circle. So first it says, position the x-coordinate of C 50 pixels left of the mouse.
So c.x equals mouse.x.
Yeah, that's really good. So again, you said the name of the circle, C, and then the name of the property that you wanted to change, which is the x property. Cool.
Yeah.
And then what do you think happens on line 50, right below it?
I have to give the y.
Okay.
C dot y equals mouse dot y.
Okay.
Now I have to give it a fill.
Okay.
C dot fill equals white.
Next, and you put the name of the color in quotation marks, and then one last step.
I have to draw it.
Okay.
C dot draw.
C dot draw. Cool. So let's check our code, see if we got it right.
No.
What's that error say? What's that telling you?
My code isn't quite right. I have to figure out why it's not right.
You got to figure out why it's not right. So let's, and which line has it highlighted for you?
14.
14. So before we do show me or anything like that, let's look at line 14 and look at our instructions that we got to see if we can figure it out.
Position the x-coordinate of C 50 pixels left. I think I missed this step.
50 pixels left. Okay, so should we add pixels or subtract pixels from the x-coordinate of the mouse to move it to the left?
Subtract.
Subtract? Okay, let's try it and see if that works. Okay, so we've got the x-coordinate. All right, now let's check code. It's highlighting a different line now. And we got the same error, right? Click that check code button one more time to make sure we got the same error. We did. It's not quite right. Okay, so let's see. Line 19 is where you draw the circle, and step 3 says draw the circle. So that looks right to me. So how do you think you're going to go about figuring out this one?
Show me.
Is there something we can do before we go to show me?
This thing.
Draw method. Okay. So
Oh, you capitalized it.
Oh, you capitalized it. Okay. Well, let's try that. Does that get rid of our error message? It does.
Yeah.
Now let's run the code. Cool. Move your mouse over the canvas. The circle leaves a trail. Cool. It says, notice the error you get when you move your circle off the left side. Oh, there we go. What's that say?
The circle is not visible because it's drawn to the left of the canvas.
Oh, okay. And so it gives us some coordinates, and then it says the radius of the circle is 30, and the width of the canvas is 560, so it will not appear. Okay, so it looks like Blackbird's telling us it doesn't like drawing things off the side of the canvas. Okay.
So
All right. On to the next task then. So it looks like maybe that was a bug we were supposed to see.
yeah.
Because we get to keep going. All right, what's the little birdie telling us now?
Let's fill the circle with an rgba object so it changes colors as the mouse moves around the canvas.
Oh, cool. All right. So tell me, before we get started here, this looks like a lot of numbers and words. What is rgba? Do you remember?
Yeah, it stands for red, green, blue. Also, I can read it.
Yeah, it's right there. And how does giving instructions for red, green, and blue make colors? Do you know?
Well, you give them different values that
Okay.
just the color.
Okay, cool. And if you wanted to learn more about RGBA or remind yourself if you didn't know that off the top of your head, well, that's something that you can put your mouse over. Yeah, there you go. Cool. So it looks like it's a great way to make colors, maybe by mixing together different values. Okay. And it looks like we're going to give a really complex value for this step. When you mouse over there, those are pretty simple numbers. 255, 1, 0. Now we're gonna get a little crazy. So let's give this a try here.
Okay. So set it up like this.
Okay.
Red. Okay.
I don't see any characters typing. Maybe a little bit of lag. Is it typing on your screen? Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're back. Okay.
Red. Green.
Mm-hmm.
And blue.
Cool. Just placeholders for right now. And how are they separated in an RGBA object?
A comma.
A comma. Okay, cool.
I think it's a there.
Yeah, maybe it wants another comma. Maybe it doesn't want a comma at all. What happens if you just put like 255 in there? Is it happy now?
Yeah.
Oh, it is happy
Yeah.
now. Okay.
No, it's just
Now let's see. Does it? And so, is our circle changing colors?
no.
No, it's just staying white. So what if you change each value to like 25 instead of 255?
Now it's
yeah, it's just really dark. Is this one changing colors though?
no, it's not.
No, it's just the same. Okay, so it seems like what this task is asking us to do is to use a value in place of those numbers that's going to change as the position of our mouse changes. So why don't you try replacing those values that you have there with these expressions that are there.
Okay. Mouse dot x divided by canvas dot width times 255.
Times 255. Oh, what did that error tell you?
It told me that it told me I spelled it wrong, which I did.
Ah, okay. But you need an H to spell width. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Now it changes colors.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So it looks like when you move your mouse back and forth along the x-axis, the value of red changes. Neat. Yeah, let's look at that arrow. Okay.
Now we have to change green.
Okay.
Okay. Don't even need. It's just 100.
Just 100.
And then this one. Mouse dot y divided by canvas dot height times 255. I did it.
Cool. You did it. Let's see. Whoa.
Now it's
That's
up
pretty cool. Yeah.
there.
Does it always turn the same color in every position?
Like every time it's here, it's
Right. Is it always green up there?
yeah.
Do you have any idea why that might be?
I mean, since it's based off the plates of the mouse, then
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. That every time it's in that corner, it has a similar X and Y value. So it's turning a similar color. Cool. All right, last task. You've been rocking and rolling on this one.
now I have to do that.
Well, what's the little birdie tell you up top? What are we doing in this task? Because it's all the way up at the top of our program.
We're fixing the bug. To fix this error, we'll add a directive. Directives are short statements at the beginning of your code that change the way the JavaScript functions.
Neat. Okay. And how are we going to do it?
Render invisible.
Render invisible. So what bug is this going to fix?
The one where it went across the screen. Because right?
Okay. Yeah. Well, let's find out. Let's check our code and see. What are we looking for? Oh.
No bugs.
Nice. An error-free animation. And a pretty cool one. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Hey, we did it. Great work, Dylan. You really rock and roll.
Subscribe to Teach with Koala.
We'll see you there.